Multimodal AI combines text, images, videos, and audio to create awesome experiences. So last month, we had an incredible paper that came out called Google I'm Leo 3. It's a language model that can generate text and images from text prompts, and it does this incredibly well. It can even mimic different styles of art. And the results are really impressive. The technology is not quite available yet, but it will be soon. And there's one more thing that makes it so much better than DALL-E or Stable Diffusion or even Mid-Journey, and that is that it's multimodal. Let me explain. Now, when we talk about AI models, they can be multimodal, meaning that they can work with multiple data types like text and image. For instance, I have shown you some work before where you can ask an AI to look at an image and then describe what it is seeing. Or you can also ask the AI to answer a question based on a piece of text. And now things are getting way more interesting because researchers are trying to build AIs that are multimodal. So the model understands text, image, video, and audio. In today's video, I would like to explore what a multimodal AI could do if it understood text, image, video, and audio. This is a really fun video. We will get to see what kind of crazy things can we do with such a model. Also, I think this is going to be the year of multimodal models. We are going to see many research papers that combine text and visuals and maybe even audio. And one of my goals is to make sense of all of this research and present it to you in a clear and understandable way. So if you find this kind of work interesting, consider subscribing. I will keep you up to date with all the latest research. So let's say we have a multimodal AI model that understands text, image, video, and audio. What kind of amazing things can it do? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the ability to animate anything we want. You can just draw something on a piece of paper or even take a photograph of something and then use this multimodal AI to bring it to life. And this is already possible today with tools like Wondershare, which allows us to turn sketches into animations, although the quality of the animation is still quite limited. But with multimodal AI models, the quality of animation should increase significantly. Another really cool application is automatic dubbing. Today, if you want to translate a video from one language to another, you need to first transcribe the video into text, and then translate the text, and then synthesize speech from the translated text. With multimodal AI models, we might be able to directly translate videos into other languages without this pipeline. This would be amazing. Another thing that's possible is automatic transcription and translation. In an interview, you can just record yourself speaking in your native language and then use the multimodal AI to transcribe what was said and translate it into another language. And the AI would also generate captions in that other language. And another thing that's really interesting is the ability for machines to watch videos and understand what they are seeing. This is known as video understanding or video comprehension. If machines were able to do this, it would open up a whole new world of possibilities. For example, we could have machines that can watch surveillance footage and identify people or objects of interest. We could also have machines that can watch educational videos and generate summaries of what was taught in those videos. Another possibility is the ability for machines to generate realistic avatars that can speak and gesticulate like humans. This could be used for a variety of purposes, such as in virtual worlds or in video conferencing. Another cool thing that a multimodal AI could do is write scripts for videos based on a piece of text. For example, we could write a blog post and then use the AI to generate a script for a video based on that blog post. The AI could also generate the visuals for the video based on the script. Another interesting application is generating subtitles for videos. We could also have machines that can automatically generate translations of videos in different languages. These are just a few examples of what a multimodal AI could do. There are many other possibilities that I didn't mention here, and I am sure that researchers are going to come up with many more creative applications in the future. I also believe that multimodal AI models are going to be the next big thing in AI research. So far, most AI models have been unimodal, meaning that they only work with a single modality such as text or image. However, there has been a lot of recent work on multimodal AI models that can work with multiple modalities. For example, last year we had the original Google I'm Leo that could generate images from text, and just last month we had Google I'm Leo 3, which can do text to image and text to video. And there's also going to be other multimodal models coming out this year. I think it's going to be the year of multimodal AI. To me, this is very exciting because I believe that multimodal AI models are going to be much more capable than unimodal models. They will be able to perform tasks that require understanding multiple perspectives, and they will be able to generate outputs that are more rich and nuanced. So I am keeping a close eye on this area of research, and I will report back with more news and developments as they come out. You might wonder, how is this even possible? How can an AI understand both text and images? Well, to understand both text and images, the AI needs to be trained on both data sets separately and then combined together. This means that the AI has to learn two different representations of the world, one for text and one for images. Then it also has to learn how to combine these two representations together. This is a difficult task, but recent advances in machine learning have made it possible. One of the challenges of multimodal AI is that it is difficult to obtain training data. This is because obtaining training data typically requires human labeling, and human labeling is expensive and time-consuming. However, there are a few techniques that can be used to address this challenge. One is to use synthetic data, which can be generated by computer programs. Another approach is to use transfer learning, which is a technique where a model is first trained on a large data set and then fine-tuned on a smaller data set. All right, so let's try to summarize everything that we talked about today. We talked about what multimodal AI is and what a multimodal model that understands text, image, video, and audio can do. We also talked about some of the challenges of building such models and how some of those challenges are being addressed. Now let's move on to the second part of the video, where we will dive deeper into a recent paper on multimodal AI. The paper we are going to talk about is Google I'm Leo 3. Google I'm Leo 3 is a multimodal AI model that can generate images and video from text prompts. It is the third version of the Google I'm Leo series, and it is the first version that can generate video. Google I'm Leo 3 is a transformer-based model, which means that it uses the same basic architecture as the GPT language models that you might have heard of. However, unlike GPT, which is a text-only model, Google I'm Leo 3 is a multimodal model, which means that it can work with both text and images. To train the model, Google used a massive dataset of text and images. The dataset included text from a variety of sources, including books, articles, and websites. The dataset also included a huge number of images. Google did not disclose the exact number of images that were used to train the model, but they did say that it was in the billions. Now let's take a look at some of the results of Google I'm Leo 3. First, let's look at its text-to-image generation capabilities. As you can see, the model is able to generate high-quality, realistic images from text prompts. The images are detailed and they accurately capture the scene that is described in the prompt. Now, let's take a look at its text-to-video generation capabilities. As you can see, the model is able to generate short clips of video from text prompts. The video is realistic and it accurately captures the action that is described in the prompt. Now let's take a look at its image-to-video generation capabilities. This is where things get really interesting. As you can see, the model is able to take an input image and then generate a short clip of video that shows how the scene might unfold over time. This is really impressive because it basically means that the model is able to understand what is happening in the input image, and then generate a video that shows how the scene might continue to develop. This is a very challenging task, but Google I'm Leo 3 is able to do it quite well. Now let's take a look at one more example. Here we have an input image of a person standing in front of a green screen and the corresponding text prompt. And the output is a video that shows how the scene might unfold over time. The person is conducting an imaginary orchestra, and the background has been replaced with a fantasy landscape. This is a really cool application of the technology. Imagine being able to take any ordinary object and then use this technology to transform it into something extraordinary. For example, you could take a photo of a boring wall and then use this technology to transform it into a beautiful garden. Or you could take a photo of a friend and then use this technology to transform them into a superhero. The possibilities are really endless. So that's it for this video. Let me know what you think of this technology in the comments below. Do you see any other applications for it? I would love to hear your thoughts. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.